Hey guys, this is just one guy and I'm here with a new Unity tutorial. Now, I got a couple of questions asking how you detect where the enemy is in relation to the character. And I thought I went over it in another video, but it was kind of something different, a little bit complicated. So I'm making this video so you can have a direct understanding of how to do it. Now for me, I created this class called useful functions, and it holds all these functions like this. And this is one of the functions it holds. Now it's just going to tell you whether the character is to the left of you, to the right of you, and back of you, or in front of you. And then it's going to give you the degrees. You don't have to worry about this right now. It's just something else that's in the class. Excuse me. Now we have our player right here, which is our player character. And he has this little thing right here sticking out just to show you where the front of the character is, since they're cylinders. And then you have our enemy character in blue. And I'm just going to show you how the script works real quick. Now I'm calling, this is just a class. It isn't actually a model behavior. I'm just calling the class through the script right here, which I'll go over in a minute as soon as I finish with the demonstration. So I'm going to hit play. And we're just going to go to the scene view because that's a little bit easier. And now, if I move around the enemy, you can see the script will detect where he is in relation to the player. Right now he's in back of us to the right, to the left, and right now he's in front, and you can see the script picking it up. And it actually gives you the degrees in a circle. So it's just a really simple script, and I guess you can use it for a mini map or a target indicator or whatever you want. But I just wanted to make it really simple so you can understand how to do it. And it gives you the direction of where the enemy is at. You could also use it for if you wanted to make a stealth game and you wanted to detect whether you were behind the enemy or whether the enemy was behind you, in case you wanted to do something like a stealth attack. So now that we see how everything works, we're going to go into the scripts, and I'm just going to show you everything that's written. Okay, now we're here in Visual Studios, and we're going to look at the first script, which is called useful functions. Now I created this script just to hold all the useful functions, so I don't have to rewrite code over and over again. So it's not a model behavior, it's just a class that I call. And right now you don't have to worry about all these other functions. I'll go over them in other videos. They're just useful functions that I needed that I didn't feel like rewriting over and over again. So right now, the only thing you have to worry about is these variables right here. And they're not that complicated. This is just the target degrees. When you get the direction of the enemy, it's going to be in a circle from 0 to 360. And so this just holds that number just so you can visualize it better. And right here we have 4 bools, which is the target to the left of us? Is it to the right of us? Is it in front of us? Or is it in back of us? And right here, you have the function which actually detects it, and it takes in 2 transforms, one from the player and one from the target we're trying to detect where it's at in relation to the player. Now first, we're going to make sure we have a target just to avoid any errors. And it's not really necessary for this script because you can't even call this function without putting a target in. But I always make sure just to write that just in case. Now, first thing we have is the math to actually do the function. And I'm not really going to try to explain it because I'm bad at math and I had to look this up and went through a bunch of trial and error. But the point is that it works. Right here, it just transfers, transfers the enemy direction into circle degrees so you can visualize it better. And then right here, it just detects where the enemy is at in relation to the player. So these two functions detect whether the player is in front or back or to the left or right. And these two functions right here detect whether the player is in back of you to the left and right. Sorry, this one is to the front, left to right, and this one is to the back, left to right. And you can see it just works by getting the angle of the target between 0 and 360. And that's it for this script. So now we go into the player script, and the player script just calls it. You have your target, which you want to detect, and I call it useful functions class because it's not an actual model behavior. And I made it this way purposely so you can call it for every class. If you just wanted to call this once, you could make these functions static, but I use it on multiple targets, so I didn't make it static. So you just call the class right here, which is public useful functions. Then the update class, I say if it's a target, we just get F and call the function right here. Get the target rotation, put in the transform of the player and the transform of the target, which is a variable right here. And it's as simple as that. If you want to, you could just copy this code right here, and then just call a function. I've intentionally made it so it's not that complicated, so it's literally just one function that you call. And if I could, I'll post the script down in descriptions, but I'm not for sure if YouTube will let me do it. So at the end of the video, I'm just going to go over slowly just in case YouTube doesn't let me put a link to the script. That way you could just copy it directly. Anyway, that's it for today. Thank you for watching.